foes who oppose you to touch. That's that king, I step up in the ring. Wow, with the raps, in fact, you can sing. But no matter how you flow, go for the throat. Spotlight hits, think you handle the glow. Who's just beginning, who's already pro? Ain't just in it, I'm a star of the show. Star of the show me what you got, I can spot some talent. You still got squash and you fought so valiant. If I come for some blood, gonna cop a gallon. I came from the mud, I just got some balance. Now, who's gonna bring it the most? And who's gonna coast? Who'll get bread and get toasted? Who's getting smoked like a no? And who's gonna ghost? Who'll try rigging the votes? Tagging Roman smoking, got the flow, can hold the notion. Not opposed to know the notion, I oppose you, rose and host it. Always posted with no focus, go through motions and it's hopeless. If you boasting, then I'm roasting, coast to coast to people voting. Not for you, y'all see steam when I step up from the booth. 6 feet deep, get my beats from my tomb. And a 6 clean sweep, now a squeegee's a brooms. If you spit means beef, then I'm eat it. I'll step up to the plate if you're ready to ball. A couple vets meet the greats, but so many will fall. When your reps on the line could be ending the call. No, y'all keep the rings, I want heads on my wall. There's plaques full of rappers and singers alike. This ain't about clout, it's what you bring to the mic. You can spit it, flow it, sing it, or just wing it and fight. Who is he? Disney put you singers on ice. You the what? Better square up. Show those folks who oppose you to touch. That's that king, I step up in the ring. Wow, with the raps, in fact, you can sing. But no matter how you flow, go for the throat. Spotlight hits, think you handle the glow. Who's just beginning, who's already pro? Ain't just in it, I'm a star of the show. Star of the show, you're the true, the one. The poet whose soul can move the sun. Let the weapon, no use for guns. Just throw it in the two, you're done. Rated, most want players get glazed, claim hatred. Folks be amazed, they ain't paid and ain't made it. Stole the picture, wrap the frame, copy paste, claim they painted. Who's the best in the basement that's rated? No fame in the moat with these basement raps. Yet I still rock the boat like my wave was cracked. Go glow, there you go, only made a track. Most don't want the smoke, you'll get laid to ash. Dust them, cut from the percussion, lips split from the kick, face chopped like a mutton. Smoke crops and I'm buzzing. The truth is just ducking. This deuces be bluffing out my way before it's something like it's nothing. White collar rhymer, every sesh profesh. X knows no less, best invest in checks. Fresh to death, yes, to the nines I'm dressed. Quick flip from the 6, never mind my stress. Shh, the show is starting. Sun's gone down and the ocean's parted. You want one round, then you hope departed. When they bump my sound, gonna go, you think you're the what? Better swear up. Show those folks who oppose you to touch. That's that king, can't step up in the ring. Wow, with the raps, in fact, you can sing. But no matter how you flow, go for the throat. When the spotlight hits, think you handle the glow. Who's just beginning, who's already pro? Ain't just in it, I'm a star of the show. You think you're the what? Better swear up. Show those folks who oppose you to touch. That's that king, I step up in the ring. Wow, with the raps, in fact, you can sing. But no matter how you flow, go for the throat. When the spotlight hits.
Good morning.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on?
You know, just chilling and killing. Sunday morning. I found the coolest place in the world for adults to go have fun.
Waffle House?
Like, yeah, if you're into brawling. No, it was like Langers or some shit. And then they had like a high ropes course. They had laser tag. They had bowling, darts, pool, and like drinks that you have candy straws in. I was like, okay.
You just described main event.
Main event.
Yeah. Big building with an arcade, bowling, laser tag, and I think they have zip line, like little zip line shit in there too.
Yeah, the ropes course was closed due to the next big attraction. I was like, it's got to be a zip line. That's what these places do. Yeah, I guess they've got the format down.
Okay, well, yeah. Welcome to Texas, I should say.
How was your weekend, Dice?
It's all right. I haven't really done much. I laid down.
That's the way to do it. Speaking of the square up, how you think things have been going? Week 1 in the books. How we doing so far?
We're doing good. We lost a few people, unfortunately. I'd say most of them due to, RIP. RIP to them. Give them some flowers.
In memorandum. At the end.
I should have had that queued up. Most of them due to personal reasons. Some of them, I think, like one of them just. No, I think I heard from everybody. But regardless, we only lost 6 people out of 41. So I'd say net, it's a win, right? We still got 35 people, and all of them are active except for Little Swiss, who I'm hoping tells his opponent what beat that they have to pick today. But if not, we'll figure it out. We'll get it going. But yeah, round 1's in the books. A lot of great songs. I will get those loaded somewhere where people can harken back and re-listen to them. Um, had some very one-sided matchups. We also had a couple close ones. Mostly the closest one was JCC versus Rogue Jepsen. Probably two very similar stylistically artists. Maybe topic-wise, they're in different patterns because I know Rogue had a song about high school recently, whereas JCC would probably be arrested if he stepped foot on a high school.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah,
One,
but yeah, I
one
think
toe on the grass.
yeah, I think round one went good. Round two is underway. So for round two, take your pick. Whether you want to give your opponent something hard, whether you guys want to shake hands and agree to do the same thing, or hey, which one do you want? Choice is up to y'all. But put it out there for people to experience.
I love the twist. I think it's very fun. Yeah, before my beats were posted, I was going into people's threads just to see what the style, what sort of vibe the beats were, and I was like, oh, I want some of these. Like, I didn't go back. I can't even remember whose threads I was in now at this point, but I didn't go back to be like, did they choose this one? I almost feel like probably not if they're trying to fuck with the opponent. So,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
some gold is just sitting there waiting for me
yeah,
to
that
pick
was
up.
that was the thought. Is like, yeah, I could make it easy and just say pick the beat that you want, but like I said on the stream yesterday, where I was kind of doing a short Q&A, is like these are kind of situations that I ran into in the music industry, where you kind of walk in a room and they're like, "Yo, we got to work on this beat," and that's all you get. You don't get any choices, no options. So this is kind of that scenario of you walk into a room and engineer, producer says, "Here you go. Write us a verse, write us a song to this." So that's kind of the whole gist of the square up, is to kind of put people in different positions of like, how outside of your comfort zone in your box can you really get, and can you still deliver? Because at the end of the day, it's about who's the best of the best, right?
Word. And that's what we're here to find out. Who is the best of the best on the WCR server? And if you ain't that, then fucking roll up into a little burrito ball and spread cheese on your leggings.
Yummy, yummy, yum.
Toast.
But no, I'm looking forward to what comes up. I see Catalyst has already completed and posted his track. I'm sure there'll be a couple of more rolling in. We always got a couple of early birds who feel that spark of inspiration immediately.
Part of me, I was just gonna say, part of me is like, do we listen to that now?
I
Like,
think
no
I think he
votes,
actually put it in the queue, if I'm not
Oh, did he?
mistaken. Let me yeah, he put it in the queue for today, so it's
All
the last
right.
thing in the queue right now. Yep.
Do y'all hit the sub queue before you go to the free ones still, or is that just for Wednesdays now?
Wednesdays. Very bad. We're what?
I got a notification that said we went offline. Can you guys still hear us?
We went
Check,
off.
check. Yeah.
I don't think we're offline. Hold on.
I could be tripping.
No, we're still online.
Okay.
Looking right at us.
Sick.
All right. But yeah, Sunday's stream is bugging. I don't know. I almost didn't know if I would be able to attend the show because I woke up like 6:30 and my internet was down.
Fuck.
And it stayed down for like 2 hours. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I'll have to postpone or cancel or whatever. But it
What
turned
would a
back
guy
on.
like you do without internet?
Hotspot.
There you go. Find a way to get internet. That's the right answer.
I've hotspotted the whole fucking house before when it had a long-term outage. I'm still watching my anime, still doing whatever the hell I need to do. Not gonna stop
Yeah.
me, god damn it.
No, I will get my media.
That's right. Fucking, it's 2025. I'll get media some way or another. But yeah, we listened to the free queue Sundays. So start from the last time the queue was open or closed, and then work our way down. If you are a subscriber, like I said, probably best to just put it in the Sunday queue. usually on the Wednesday show, we just listen to the subscribers, and then we dip into the free queue when there are people who haven't subscribed, but they tipped a sub, and we will jump right to you. But we do this every Sunday, listen to music, go through them, listen in full. Unless it's a beat, then we listen to about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, give it a rating 1 through 10, and then give it a couple of thoughts, questions, comments, concerns that immediately pop into our mind.
Did miss a note in the chat. Apologies, Dove. Dice, the Big Cheese 24. Do you think this is a good name or no?
Horrible name. Never.
Terrible name. Don't do
Trash.
it. Yeah. Don't like. Yeah, that's my feedback.
Yeah.
Out of 10?
2.
I'm at a 3.
There's like a little, smirk that you get out of it. It's like, oh, Big Cheese 24. But then, like, I think once you get up and going and you start, as soon as you have your first, like, tit for tat with somebody, they're going in on your name. Like, oh, where the fuck are you from? Milwaukee? What are you, a moose?
It just reminds me of Sandlot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might be a dated reference for some of our younger viewers. But yeah, it's like, oh, the Great Bambino, the Big Cheese. It's like, ugh.
Weren't they supposed to make a Sandlot 2, or did they ever make a Sandlot 2?
I know they were supposed to, and I heard that news and I said, no. And I don't know if they did or not. So I'll just pretend that they didn't. I like to live in a world where they didn't make a Sandlot 2.
Every time I hear about a TV show or a movie from our childhood being remade, the Michael Jackson song, Have You Seen My Childhood, plays in my head. Like, no, don't ruin my memories. It's also probably a dated reference.
Did you see the explanation?
Like, if somebody was scouring the internet and they came across the Big Moose or the Big Cheese 24 and they're like, I wonder who this is, I would have never confessed to that ever.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be fair, you have a cooler username now that you use all the time, so winning. You did the right thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, to answer your question, Catalyst, yes, that does mean you get to go first because you just gifted a sub at the top of the show, and we haven't started yet because we're running our traps. So shout out to you.
Bees in the chat.
All right. Well, let's get things rocking and rolling. We got a bit in the queue, not too much, so we'll see. I'll probably shut it down in about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, your impatience is rewarded with immediate attention. Subscribe or accept.
You guys want us to shut up? We get the point. We get it.
Yeah.
We heard.
Shut the fuck up. Play me now.
All right. Starting up the show for today is Catalyst. This is called The Story of a Local Crackhead. I believe I saw in his battle thread, he said that he's not a crackhead. The story is fiction. But this is the round 2 submission for the Square Up Song League. So let's take a listen.
Get a little wild, yeah, I'm dropping dirty. If you see me riding around, know I'm riding dirty. I don't need a fucking lane, you can see me swerving. Whoops, I woke up on the flow again. Why's my head hurt? Well, I'ma go ahead and rip up on the bong just to feel alright. Gotta double check my pockets cause they feeling kinda light. Oh my god, where'd it go? Where's the cash on my nose? How'd I know? Breathing cold, it's insane, getting old. Grab my keys, it's time to leave. I'm a fiend, and I'm gon' feed. Gonna roll up on the local Walgreens. Know they got the loot, I'm gonna take what I need. I got the plan, you understand. Gotta keep them busy while I fill my hands. I'ma spit that shit. Hey, Mr. Register Man, there's a lady in the parking lot who needs a helping hand. Why don't you go? I'll watch where you stand. Give her CPR, I'll stay, that's the plan. Can't believe you fucking fell for it, now my pocket's full. I'm gon' ride down the block and get a rocket too. Vision's getting blurry, I might have popped a few. What's that sign say? 62. What the fuck is that? Oh shit. Been a little while since I popped up on a perky. Gonna get a little wild, yeah, see me swerving. Yeah, that little piggy couldn't fucking get me. I just dipped his ass out. Now I'm rolling through the city. It's just one turn away from a little crack rock. Got enough for a trade hiding in my left sock. Knock, knock. Well, hello, sir. What you got in stock? Got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but I know what you want. Go and open up the pack. In the back, it's a rock. Got the cash. What is that? What is that? It's a knife. I'm sorry, little fella. I came for a trade, but it's looking weird, and now I'm token. Holy shit. Said it's been a little while since I popped a perky, and you know I'm dropping 30. When I ride around, I'm riding dirty. I'm shooting lane, keep it serving. Yeah, you know it's been a while since I popped a perky.
All right, that was Catalyst with the story of a local crackhead to start out round 2 and to start out the Sunday submission show. Interesting.
I gotta say, I love the concept of like a POV day in the life of a crackhead. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh man, I just got 75 cents from looking under the dumpster, and now I'm gonna barter beg for that McChicken, like please, I'm only 50 cents off. Yeah, love it.
Now, Bird, this is interesting because you're competing in the league, so I'm not sure how in depth you want to actually get on the review, or that it really matters because you're going to be voting anyway, and you're not competing against Catalyst. So I guess it's up to you what you want to say.
Yeah, I think I'll speak more in generalities than I normally would, only for the fact that I want to make it fair for whoever his opponent is to make a great song, a better song, or a worse song. So anything can happen.
And I will say this, and I think this is part of the reason that I chose not to open up like just, hey guys, just vote whenever the fuck you want to, is that like feel free to change your song just because you finished it in a day. Feel free to take whatever information you get here and make a new version. Just saying, voting doesn't start till next week.
Well, I mean, and that's also why it's strange to me that people post ahead of time. Like Demon Bird did that last week, where he like posted and he changed his mind. He's like, nah, I want to fix this, I want to fix that based on like things people were saying. And it's like, oh, well, you could have just done that. You could have just like held it back, continued working on it. It's not a race.
Yeah.
But respect for, putting it on the line and being like, poof, here's my track, suck it. Unit, by the way, quick shout out to Unit. I saw in the chat that he stumbled across our server, was just checking it out today, so welcome. Yeah, we do weekly review shows. The subscribers get in on Wednesdays. Anyone that wants to submit is in our free queue Sundays. So if you haven't dropped a song for us to listen to, feel free. As far as this contest goes, it's already started. It's a league where there's, rankings and there's like wins versus losses. So I don't think we're accepting any new ones for this time, but we have contests here all the time. Dice, am I wrong here? Are you adding anybody?
No, that's right. Yeah, this one is kind of underway and locked down, but we will. There's been some discussion about us decide, hey, let's do some more artist stuff. So we have the ability. It's just the time and also the willingness of the community. So if you and a bunch of other people demand it, make it so.
And so it shall be.
Yeah.
This song, Catalyst. This is like some of the most confident I've heard you. I think that you sound really good over this. I really like the beat, but also I'm just going to put that to the side since it was chosen for you. But I think you did your job on this track. I think it's interesting. I think the lyrics were fun. Really, like, as far as nitpicky critiques, that's not what I'm going to do for this one since it's still an active competition. I would just say that, like, I think he did a really good job here, and I enjoyed the listen. And I'm not going to give it a number rating, again, because of the competition. Cool flow. Most confident I've heard you.
Okay. I will be specific because I'm just hosting. I'm just the dungeon master. But I agree with Bird. I think this is probably the most confident that I've heard. Not well, this and then that one, I think it was Dance With Me track that you had. I think you did a knockout job on that track as well, especially when you just did the solo version and you took your homeboys off. No disrespect to your homeboys, but I did like the solo version better. I'll say this. I like the storytelling. It's good to hear you kind of like flex that you can like, and this is what like my whole purpose of like just giving people beats that they probably wouldn't ordinarily find themselves is like get out of your box and like give us a concept rather than just saying whatever the fuck ever. I think also it does sound a little hollow because it just seems like single layer vocals all the way through. Maybe consider adding some more color to it to make it pop a little bit. Be up against again. Let's see here. You're up against Trev. Yeah. I would say do whatever you can to show up Trev, right? I think you have a good basis of a track here. I think you can add more color to it to really make it shine and really bring out those elements. I really, really did love the beat switch at the end, and I almost wish you did that in the middle of the track. However, I do understand that it would have changed the tone of the track and like the aim that you were going for, but that beat switch was a unexpected twist. So that's my thoughts there is I think it just needs a little bit more ear candy to it, but I think you have a good track where it's at right now. I would definitely give it a somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8, probably more so at the 7.5 range with some ear candy and stuff. This goes up, but yeah, great first entry. Excited to see what other people have. Curious what other
strong. Yeah, I'd say that like speaking in generalities again, it feels like I know what Trev is going to come with. Like he's going to have some fast rapidy raps. If every other song he's done is an indication, could be a diss to me. I don't know. But I think that you kind of pointed it out, Dice, is like if he continues just kind of doing what people expect, then it's not going to necessarily continue working for him. It just feels a little one layer, one note. So I kind of feel like Trev will switch it up this week, and I think he's going to have real fierce delivery, great flow, and the way to combat that is creative lyrics. I think that's the key to beating Trev this week. So, really making sure that the story you're telling, the lines that you're delivering, paint a vivid picture and, people can visualize that. I think that's what's going to get you the win.
Word. Yeah, that's what I mentioned in the little stream I did yesterday is I think Trev is a solid artist, but I think people are expecting certain things out of him. So I think for him to really elevate, he just has to change his content a little bit more. That's it. What's going on with the Twitch stream? What are people experiencing? Is it just like glitchy? What's going on over there?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't mind if
freezing. I'm like trying to watch the Twitch stream and it's like freezing every now and then.
I guess. I mean, I can try just refreshing it real quick and we can see if that does anything before we really get underway. Hold on. I'm gonna press the refresh button. We'll still be here. We'll just add everything back on the screen.
Weird.
All right. Well, we'll see if that fixes whatever.
That interesting to me. I played it when Warzone wasn't out, but I just don't care about multiplayer.
Rude. Okay.
I want to be the last alive.
All right. Let's get started with the show. First up, after Catalyst, Sleek Ivory, producer. This is shortened beat with vocals. 17 seconds. Okay. He truly means what he says. Man of his word.
So this is the same beat that he had before, except for shorter. Because we're like, what the fuck? Why does it just keep saying the same thing?
Shorter and sped up.
Sped up and like more jumbled. Yeah. So didn't need to be sped up. I liked the BPM that it was at before. Literally, like, just keep it the exact same as you had it. Just don't have that one phrase be repeated the entire time. I think that's really the feedback, is not make it shorter. It's don't have the same thing repeated the entire time, and like try to be a little strategic with where you drop that. I think it's a great sample. It's a fun song. You just gotta make it not so repetitive.
Yeah, I'm confused. What is the goal here? Because the exact same thing Bird said. I think that was all that we asked, is that leave everything the same except use the vocal sample significantly less in the last beat. With this, I give it much lower rating. I give this a 5. I hate it.
I give it a 2. It makes no sense. Sped up, messy. Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
But I remember what the 8 was.
Yeah, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, that's the Shoes on This Party, but this sounds different and less appealing.
What a fun phrase, by the way. It's like, wait, were you shoeless before? What was happening where you didn't have any shoes? You're like, oh, let's put on our shoes and now we're ready to party.
I mean,
are you waking up from a nap and you're like, let's go get drunk?
Maybe it's a household like mine and you take your shoes off when you enter the house and they're going out to party.
I always found that real weird and annoying, but then I heard on the internet that that's how you prevent germs getting in or whatever. Checks out. I thought it was like a germaphobe thing, like oh, I don't want dirt on my carpet.
I mean, yeah, that doesn't have to apply to just germaphobes. You can just not want dirt on your carpet in general.
Yeah, I guess it's a little different when you have a little kid too, where it's like, well, they're just gonna run around, get dirty, and then roll around in filth on your carpet.
Yeah, so put your shoes on when you go out and then party. Shout out to Sleek Ivory, though. All right, next up, Nara, one of old beats, but haven't been able to make beats lately. Made this one a year ago. Basic Trap 13. I love Basic Trap.
More basic, the better.
Simple.
Basic at trap, bitch. Getting the energy tingles. Feels so good.
That's a good drop. Yeah.
Shout out X Unit. Thanks for the sub. Hood Dracula. I love that comment. Here comes Hood Dracula.
It's like the Eddie Murphy movie, Dracula in Brooklyn. So that was Nara with Basic Trap 13. I like it. I think the bass was at that comfortable level where it's like loud and ever present, but it's not peaked out to where it's annoying. So I think good use of the elements. Maybe it gets a little bit too overpowering if this isn't your style of beat, but I think for what you're going for, it works. It would be up to whoever's mixing this to make sure that they clear space for the vocals and really stand out over that. But I think the energy is there. I think the energy is right. As usual, good use of a sample. It's not too much. It's not too little. It comes in at the right parts. I like the change up. I think he did a good job here. I'd give this a 8.
Yeah, I like this a lot. The first beat was great, and then you went to another beat. It almost was like 2 beats jammed into one. The only sort of thing tying them together was the 808 and the bass. And it's like, I love the first half. And it feels like structure wise, what it needs is that first half and then a chorus, and then go back into the first half, right? Instead, you did, here's this upbeat kind of Dracula trap banger. And then it goes into like kind of a lower energy Dracula trap banger with more blown out bass. I'd say fuck that second section, focus back on that first part, and then how can you maybe even use like 4 or 8 bars of that second piece just to slow the energy down, just to have a chorus, and then go back into the first part. I think that's a home run. I like the beat regardless. Fun energy, upbeats. I'd bite a neck to that. I'll give it an 8 too.
Word. Next up, Jackson. Oh, wait. We did have a gifted sub. Unit. Let me see here.
I also saw it looked like Unit gifted a sub maybe to somebody that wasn't himself.
Yeah.
So hopefully he has his own sub and doesn't have to worry about any ads or whatever.
Unit is a sub. I see them in the subscriber queue. Unit, are you posting a track somewhere? I didn't see where it was posted. Unless I'm just blind. It could be the case. That happens sometimes. So feel free to correct us if not.
What's up? Mover GLQ?
I think it's Margiel.
Okay. Margella, of course. Yes. I'm old. I have old eyes.
It's those V's in place of A's, man. I'm telling you, trips me up.
I know.
Okay, all right, Unit. If you decide to post something, just let me know. We'll get to it.
Shout out Felix Zion for the follow. Appreciate you.
All right, next up, Jackson. West Side Gun, Conway the Machine type beat, Capitalism. Here you go, Ray Stans, right up your alley. Or Joe Boston if he was here.
You know what capitalism is? Get fucked.
Love that sample.
Why is this crap?
Hey, who is this?
Jackson.
Couldn't have butchered that name any harder.
Yeah,
it's almost like when the guy came in with DKWK. It's like, oh, Dick Week.
He immediately had beef with me the rest of the show.
He was like, hi to everyone except for that D-Bird guy. Fuck that guy. Sorry, you're Dick's Week.
think we got it. That was Beats by Jackson. Capitalism. Bird, you fuck with capitalism?
Fuck yeah, I fuck with capitalism. I'm a salesman, babe. I love capitalism. But also eat the rich, you know? Look, I don't think it's the stream. We've heard the last beat and it sounded fine. This just sounded like it was poor quality audio. I think this beat is dope as fuck. Like, just hard stop. This beat is dope as fuck. But the quality is off. And I don't think it's the stream. I think it's whatever export you did. Maybe it sounds like you exported to a lossy audio, like a 56K processor. Something in like maybe the drums, the not the kicks, but like the snares. It almost sounded like there was an echo in the snares, as if it was like ripped, like a ripped sound off of YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's something about the quality that's just a little off, but all of the sounds are great. And I would love if this beat was crisper, to do something with this. I think it's just a quality issue. So I'm going to give it it would have been a 10. I'm going to give it an 8 just for the poor quality. Everything else is great though. Yeah,
the layout is dope. The vibe is dope. I think it's just like some of the sounds were super in the background and I wanted to be more present, but the kick was just like straight up in your face, which wasn't a bad thing, but it's just like the fact that the other sounds were so background and some of them felt a little bit lesser in quality than the others. I think it just kind of didn't balance it all out. But I think outside of that, great composition. If you can fine tune the engineering of the individual sounds, I think that elevates this further. I'd still give it an 8.5 though. I am drinking just a regular old fruit punch Powerade. Nothing fancy today. No sport drink today for me. I'm drinking the very unique, very crackalicious C4. Delicious. Crackalicious. Yeah, basically this is, I think Catalyst made a song about it earlier. Day in the life of someone who drinks a C4. You crackheads, you amuse me. Is this the hottest tape of 2025? Allen's Sound Music. Okay. Drinking a breakfast beer. Wow, I support this. Starting off Sunday strong. So it looks like Allen has posted a whole mixtape or whatever. Yeah. I'm just going to randomly start here around 7 minutes and see what we end up with. Let's see what happens.
We can lay late night and blaze to Anita Baker.
We can rendezvous around 2. Baby, me and you. Midnight rendezvous. We can rendezvous around 2. Baby,
sounds kind of like Lamb. Yeah.
I like to smoke while you sip the drink. Some like to argue, I like to think. You like to teach and I like to read. You got that body type that I need. Let me hit once, now I am a fiend. In the shower, so fresh and so clean. I'll play the king and you play the queen. Turn on the camera, let's make a scene. We should've did this thing years ago. Could've saved time from living miserable. But you're here now, Marcette, here we go. And in the meantime, we'll keep it on the low. You got that red bone flavor that I like. Game like Scotty, I'm nice around mics. Bar so cold, but these ain't Klondikes. Give it to me right, we doing it all night.
we can rendezvous around 2. Baby, me and you. Midnight rendezvous. We can rendezvous around 2. Baby, me and you. Midnight rendezvous.
know when it ends, so we'll just see when this track goes off. Okay. I'm guessing that was Rendezvous by Alan. Just
Maybe
started
go to a
random.
different part. I'm just curious to hear. Yeah, start a random.
I have good selection. I'm like right at the beginning of each song.
Been gone
It's
for
almost
a
like you've
minute.
done this before.
Bars are replenished, smoking Grinch mixed with grimace. Wash it down with a Guinness. And when it comes to bars, I mix shit like a chemist. And when it comes to trees, I master peas with no limits.
Hey, bro, my pin code.
Okay, let me play one more.
It's a rap snap, ain't no rapping after me. No one that passed the rapper to it. Ain't no rapping after me. I'm cutting thumbs off too. Ain't no snapping after me. They say my bars are hella sweet. I'm giving hella cavities. I'm putting hella mind to ease. They calling me the pen of peace. I fill the room up with them seeds and smoke them out till they can't breathe. I make them bleed inside this ring. They wish my arm was in a sling. I hook them all. They turn the fiends behind these bars. I'm in the bin. I'm ball for life. The fuck you mean? Please wake them up. They having dreams for having the audacity to act like they can rap with me. I break them down like grab a leaf. You see, I snap fantastically. Since Master P attached to me, no limit of catastrophes. A masterpiece, a master.
Okay, I think I got the gist of it. I think Alan has some talent here. The one thing that I would say, just listening to 3 different tracks, feel like your proximity to the mic is a little bit too close. You could probably back away and give a little bit more oomph out of your delivery, get a little bit more gumption out of it, because I think that was the one thing that was lacking for me in that first song. Even though it was a really good song, I felt like you could have had a little bit more sharper punctuation in how you delivered those lines. I felt like it lacked like a certain little bit of cadence, not like super noticeable, but noticeable enough that like it just tells me you're like either super close to the microphone or you're a little can like fine tune it a little bit. But hottest rap mixtape of 2025, I would say no. Quality mixtape, sure. I'd give what I heard a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I think basically for me, the singing was off the charts. Like that is lean into that. Holy fuck. All of the rapping I think was decent. I'm not mad at it. I think there were some bars in there. I did like the nice round mics like Scotty. I liked the there's another one I think in the third song where he said something about like cutting fingers off. You tried snapping. Like he has some well thought out lyrics. Also bars like Klondike. Ugh. That one. No. I think, yeah, the biggest thing for me is like the delivery. It felt a little stiff, a little, like it could be upped energy wise, but overall not bad. Cool listen. Give it a 7.5. 8 with the singing. The singing was fire.
Right on. Shout out to Alan. Next up, Nika Hikari. Want some
Why you say it like that, Dice?
I wanted to make sure I hit
Sound like
the syllable.
baby talking some.
I'm
It's
making
like you're
sure I
baby
don't.
talking a Native American as Lewis and Clark.
I'm reading and pronunciating at the same time. Nika Hikari. All right, doing my best Donald Trump impression. Wants feedback on the mix beat overall. Been making beats on and off since 2017 with their phone, and since 2020 with the PC. Okay, so taking music serious.
Position.
From London, another Brit.
London.
Shout out to the British.
Big Ben in it.
Nika Hikari.
think I got enough here to run with. Mika, I like what you have here. I feel like the mix could be a little more polished, mainly on the hi-hat that you have. I feel like it's flat, so either you could lower it and add some reverb to it, or find a different hi-hat that doesn't feel super stock. It's mostly around the percussion, like with the hi-hat and the crash and the snaps. Those all felt like, I want to say, in comparison to the arrangement that you have, they felt a little bit more elementary. So I think if like some fine tuning, like lowering the percussion, adding some reverb, or other effects to it to add some like sonic enhancements. Also, the main melody seemed like it was a little bit too loud. I think it's just balancing out the mix really is what was throwing me off on this. But I like the arrangement. I like the feel of it. Just with some fine tuning on the mix, it would go a long way. Where it's at, I give it a 6.5.
Before I rate this, unit, we are going until we're done with the free queue. So usually that's probably for another 2 hours. Yeah. Oh, what's
Hey,
up?
you do it. Yeah, you do it.
Nika Hikari. I was like, I almost said half the name, and I was like, oh my god, no. Holy shit. Like, I'm gonna do the full name. Nika Hikari.
You can do first names. You're not a first name person.
Nope. Last names only. That's why I'm D Bird. All right. Yeah. So we go until the free queue is done. Probably got another couple hours here.
Yeah. After we do the next song, I'll close it down. But we go until we finish out the queue.
Yeah. And as people come in, they start tipping, subscribing. We're like, all right, well, you get next. And we just add those on top of it. For this beat, I really like what you have here too. I think that for me, I wanted the change up that came around like 120 to come a little earlier, probably around 50 seconds, because it feels like you have a good baseline, a good skeleton of a beat. I like all the sounds that you used. And then like, when it's time for the chorus, it just kind of continues to be in that same pattern. And then when you do switch it up, it almost feels a little too late. So I would say bring that second piece in earlier. And my other thing was there was parts where the drums dropped out. I think overall I wanted to have better kick and snare sounds. I think you could kind of thicken up the thumps and then make the snare hit just a little crisper. So that's where I was at. Just little tightening on the drums and then bring in the chorus a little earlier. I'm at a 7.
Thickums.
Do you have snackables? Have you had a snackable?
I'm not a snackable guy.
Not either. I felt like you might be. Just like, it's a PB&J, but small, and
No, I don't like pre-made PB&J. I want to make my own. I feel like the pre-made PB&J, I don't know how long it's been sitting around. It's usually grape jelly, subpar quality bread. Nah, I'm good.
Couldn't agree more. Grape jelly, the worst one.
Right?
Always strawberry.
Whose idea was it to default peanut butter and jelly to grape? Whoever had that idea, fire them. Ruined.
It's the wrong jelly. Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah.
Next up, JoJo Chin. Deep R&B type beat. Solitude beats. Okay. Bryson Tiller.
Does it go?
Pause.
I really want the opportunity to say it ain't that deep. Ain't that deep. This might be deep though.
Is he like passed out? Oh, he's awake.
No, he's just very relaxed on drugs. I do love doing these streams because it gives us a chance to find beats for our albums.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, it helps.
Shout out Kenny Made a Banger and Noir in the sub queue. Jinx.
Let's see what this change is first.
Slow build. So, are they in a car? Am I seeing that correctly?
I
Like a
think
chick
so.
driving, and then a guy just kind of looking over at her like, "I'm so
Yeah.
high, but I love you."
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't even look like she's driving. It looks like they're just parked somewhere.
Yeah. He's like, "Are you gonna get me home? Are you gonna be able to get me home?"
Start the car, woman. All right. Jojo Chin. I like this. I think me and Bird kind of tilted our head at the same thing with those keys. There's like a note at the end of your melodies where it clashes with the other key, which sounds a little bit off. Maybe you could clean that up, and so it doesn't sound like two keys like hitting at slightly different timing and same in different tones, I should say. Overall, I think the arrangement is cool. I don't know what kind of R&B track I would really hear over it. Maybe I was thrown off by the video that's playing in the background, or I don't know what it was, but it didn't really stand out to me as a R&B beat from first impression. But that doesn't mean it's not an R&B beat or that it's a bad beat. I just think those two keys that I heard, that just threw me off. Overall, though, I give it a 7.
Yeah. I liked this. I think my initial thoughts were like, damn, the drums just sound way louder than everything else in the mix. So that might be something to consider, is just turning those down to normalize the sounds a little bit more. I'm not mad at what you did here. I do think that, like, I guess maybe it would make sense for an RB, for a singer. Kind of one of the things I was like cocking my head at and humming is like, you have this kind of main verse part, the energy's there, and then everything drops out, and you just kind of have like kind of the energy die for a second. And that's kind of why I was like, because like, I guess it could be like an interlude, or like it could be, I don't know, somebody be like, "I fucking miss you, bitch."
Yeah,
You gonna drive me home?
I imagine it was like a bridge of some sort.
Yeah. I guess structure-wise, I wanted like, oh, here's a chorus, or like here's a something. And it felt like just kind of a break in the energy before going back to what you were doing before. So it's not bad. I just think there's like some things to switch around on the structure of it once you start like thinking of how would an artist approach this, and then maybe normalize the sounds a little bit more. I'm at a 7.
All right. We just received a tip from Fallen Dove. Got this track here called For the Night, unmixed.
For the night has come.
Only for the night, say you let me one time, mad at me, but I'm fine, cause it was just one fight. Lady calling this strike, I want your hate fight. Only for the night, only for the night. Only for the night, say you let me one time, mad at me, but I'm fine, cause it was just one fight. Lady calling this strike, I want your hate fight. Only for the night, only for the night. I ain't trippin', baby, get you trippin', baby, that's a way too wavy. Say I love you, I'm crazy. Love when I'm hazy, hate when you face me. It shouldn't faze me, so I stay blazing. Only for the night, I'm trippin' tonight. These drugs bring light, they're my only lifeline. They're my only lifeline, but they make me die. You hate when I cry, I feel like I gotta lie. Hey, I want you, afraid, no you want to. He talking on you, knockouts front tooth. We dance with a 1-2, no passion when I touch you. It hurts when I fuck you, cause you won't love to. How could I trust trust you, but it's just you. I'm scared to puff too, it might disgust you. I fell for a drug too, hope I haunt you. My pain taunts you, now you're gone too. Loud little sun smoke till I go dumb. Are we for real? Back to the shit I see. I don't wanna feel rich, my misery, no point in teaching me. I hear heaven reaching me. You on my high, baby, just let me die, baby. You on my nights, baby, say those lies, baby. You on my high, baby, just let me die, baby. You on my nights, baby, say those lies, baby. Only for the night, say let me one time, mad at me, but I'm fine, cause it was just one fight. Lady calling this strike out, what you hate fight. Only for the night, only for the night, only for the night, say let me one time, mad at me, but I'm fine, cause it was just one fight. Lady calling this strike out, what you hate fight. Only for the night, only for the night.
Calm down.
All right. I'll start off saying this is probably the best song I've heard. I think this might be the best Fallen Dove song I've heard, even unmixed. I think you were on beat. You had the energy. So the excitement and the emotion was there. Here's the problem. It's the same tone. And it makes me fucking crazy. I don't know how many times I can say this. When you talk like this the entire time, it's fucking crazy to listen to, because the beat is going up, down, it's doing other things. So when you're at this tone the entire time and the beat is not in that tone, it clashes. It sounds bad. So I would say great progression. I like this for you, but the ad-libs on the in the background are messy. Again, maybe with a mix, but it just kind of comes across sloppy with just you saying random stuff in the background as the flow is happening. I will say that the flow was probably the strongest I've heard. You gotta figure out how to match tonally to a beat. You gotta match tonally, and just doing one tone throughout the whole thing is not it. But strongest song I've heard from you. 5.
Yeah, I would say this is probably the best delivery that I've ever heard from you, because you're not trying to do that half sing-songy whisper voice. It's not covered in auto-tune. So, taking the fact that it's not mixed aside, best delivery ever. Like Bird said, still got to work on like using your voice's range, and like really invoking, like, think of it like speech. Like when we're talking right now, like sometimes I say things in a higher pitch, sometimes I say things in a lower pitch, sometimes I say things a little bit softer. Like you think of it like that. It's the same thing with reciting rap lyrics, singing song lyrics. It's the same thing. But like, I think that the problem with this, while the delivery was much better, you're super energized. Like I've told this to a couple people before. It's like when you're overly excited, it comes out in your delivery. So I think you got to redo it. Yes, I think you need to re-record it because there's a lot of plosives in it. Like you're too close to whatever microphone that you're using. But I think you got to do it in a little bit more of a relaxed state and not so energetic, but still use that same presence that you had on this. So if you can capture that same presence, calm down with the energy, because I think that also adds to staying in that same pitch range. Is like when you're super energized, you're like gusting out wind and you don't really hit those notes like you need to. So calm down, re-record, re-deliver it, but don't do the sing-songy voice. Don't try to like turn on auto-tune. Just leave it how it is and just record it natural. I think it'll sound better. I will say that I do also appreciate, one thing I did want to point out is I appreciate that there's not any super forced metaphors or like imagery that you usually try to do. Like there were some things that were like on the cusp of it, but I didn't hear anything like, oh, squeeze the titty like goat milk, or any, weird lines like that, stuff like that you usually throw in there. So I appreciate, I don't know, Vera, just spitball. But yeah, I appreciate that aspect. So I'll give it a 6. I don't think it's quite there. I think there's room for improvement, but I do want to recognize that steps have been taken in the right direction. I would say it's probably the best track I've heard from you. Yeah.
So two thumbs up. Best track so far. More to come.
All right. Don't fuck it up. All right. Let's see what's next. Let me
Don't
shut
fuck it up.
Yeah. Just keep that in mind. Oh wait, or is it there?
Thank you, Dove. Thank you.
Side Hood. Here's called
Yeah.
Rodapek.
I think it's kind of fucked up that like hoodies always have a hood in the back. Why not on the side? Why not a hood over the shoulder? You know?
Because that makes no fucking sense. Like, how do you side hood? Cover half your face? What the fuck?
It would just cover half of your face. Yeah. Like a villain. Yeah. Side hood.
Logistically, I don't see it working. Maybe at like a fashion conference, people might love it or some ridiculous shit. The Met Gala. I don't know.
I don't fucking understand those things. They wear like a full trash can on their head. And they're like, "You get it? Do you get it?" I was like, "No, you just put a fucking trash can in your head."
I was
It's
just
not
about to,
as interesting as you think it is.
I was just about to ask you about that. Are you like into the whole Met Gala stuff where people just show up in the most ridiculous things and everybody's like, "Oh my god, that's so amazing," and take pictures of it?
I mean, I'm wearing an NBA Jam shirt with Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, and like this is my outfit. So no, I'm not like a fashionista, as you can tell.
You struck me for somebody who may have been, so I figured I should ask.
I've never been more offended in my life. Yeah, I think it's stupid. They're like, "Oh, let me make like 1,000 paper cranes and wear that over my nipples." Like, shut the fuck, get out of here.
Did you see Andre
Yeah, and
3000
also,
wore a piano on his back?
what do you think about that?
What'd you say? You broke up.
Does it make him cooler, less cool, or the same cool? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Hello?
Hello.
My question to you is, does that make him cooler or less cooler or same amount as he was before he wore a piano on his back?
Me personally, or in like the music industry world?
You personally.
Less cooler.
You personally.
Less cooler.
Word.
The only thing that would make that more cooler to me is if it was smaller and he did it and it was like an everyday thing. Like if that was his shtick, like, okay, from now on, you know, maybe this year I'm gonna wear a piano on my back, and every time you saw him, it was like it actually had a purpose. It was a backpack. He'd opened it up, pulled out an MPC, started making beats, or his flute, maybe started playing the flute. If that was his thing, like for a year straight, cool. That's cool because you're trend setting. But one time deal big ass piano on your back, no,
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's stupid.
It kind of reminds me of that Family Guy where Peter Griffin was like, "Can also be a hat." He just puts a book on his head, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of what the Met Gala is, you know?
Yeah, I'm not into people wearing, you know, slabs of meat and calling it fashion. Shout out to Lady Gaga though.
Yeah, my favorite slab of meat.
All right,
Boom,
here's
empowerment.
here's Side Hood with Rodapek. I'm assuming this is going to be in either just a beat or in a different language. I'm not sure. Looks like he's a producer.
43 seconds. It sends us on a journey. Side Hood.
Okay, that was Side Hood with Rodapek.
I mean this in the best possible way. This felt kind of like Parappa the Rappa to me. The old video game where you're like, chop, and you like press square, and then like you do a whole verse to a fucking rat's, you know, sensei orders. Yeah, like this felt like
Hold on.
video game a old rat sensei. A song to this? What's that?
A song to this? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine a song to this. For me, I took it as like the perfect video game beats. This would be a cool, like, I don't know, intro, like fucking start level. Like as you're waiting to press start or whatever, this goes on. It's like, yeah, for like a 2-bit thing, sure. I'm gonna view it through that lens and say it's 8.5 for a video game. For an artist, it's 3.
Yeah, I mean, it has its own like little funk flavor to it. But when you said Power Rapper the Rapper, it made a little bit more sense to me. For me, it kind of gives off the vibe of somebody who hasn't made a lot of beats, and this was probably their peak. Like they've hit their peak of finally figuring out, oh, this is how I add in a melody and the drums without it really sounding off kilter. Like, I don't know. I feel like this was something that they felt good about, good enough to share, but it's still a work in progress. I'm torn. I obviously don't think like it's necessarily artist worthy, but I could see like video game worthy. I wrote a peck is a letter from meaning rat dick in Danish. Okay, a rat dick beat.
Rat dick beat. I love it. We would have never known that if you didn't come in and tell us. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, with that in mind, I'll give it a 6.
Well, if we're talking rat dicks, 6.
Yeah. If you're gonna give me some background on the name, I'll give it a 6. I was gonna give it a 5, but fuck it, rat dick 6.
Good morning, Gray Baby. Better late than never.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up?
Almost like you forgot we had a show here, but it's okay. Next up, Ani from Mumbai.
Oh, I remember they came into the server recently, and I think
They
Soul
want
was
feedback.
like, "Are you okay?" And you okay? Which is a good joke, but I don't think it like hit initially. They're like, "Yeah, I'm okay." I thought it was funny though.
It is clever. I will say that. Yeah. Here's Ombre Leather 119.
I like a lot of sounds. The one I don't like is the main melody, like what is that? Thumping bass, like womp 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 womp, like whatever that is. The bass guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever that was, I felt like it clashed with everything else, but I liked everything else. I just wished you had a different kind of main there. The sample was dope, cool sounds. The womp womps kind of took it out of me. I'll still give it a 6 because I liked a lot of the elements, just not all together.
For me, this was a 10, but there was only 24 seconds of it, so it's an 8. I liked it. I was starting to get into it, but I didn't get to see where it went. I don't know enough to really judge it, so I'll give it an 8. That's how I feel.
All right. I mean, yeah, I liked the Womp Womps, thinking of them being something else. I was like, oh, I haven't heard a type of like almost like a Snoop Dogg, like womp 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 womp, for a long time. And in that case, I was like, I wish they had different sounds to complement that. It almost felt like two different songs, right? You had this vibey R&B kind of in the background. The drums were complementing it, and then almost like a creeping down the block like shooter bass guitar.
I feel like somebody with a nice, deep, or present voice would do good on this, like a Sotorius or a Casanova. Like I get that's what I started to picture, but then like when I started to imagine stuff, it stopped. So I'm like, oh, that sucks. So
let my imagination run.
Yeah, let my Tinkerbell tap her toes. Is that a phrase?
Yeah, that's a phrase now.
All right, there we go.
Tap her toes.
Next up, Nephew For Real. I know he jumped into the show last week and just missed the cutoff, but we are here to listen to PJX May 11th. Okay, what? Who said?
Okay. Yep.
Neff, who said that I wouldn't be on top when you always on my dick? Why'd you say that you come stop me? Cause I'm always gonna be right here. I ain't never told you to always come around and be in my face. Had to kick you out, you didn't take your shoes off when you came in my place. What these hoes wishy-washy? Oh, say they want some money. What these hoes wishy-washy? Thinking that it's funny. How to shake the headers off me? Can't be playing like a dummy. Studio 5 in the morning. Baby, I'll tell you when I'm coming home. Know that you've been alone. Now you been calling my phone. Lately you doing the most. Baby, I ain't trying no tears. Why you always grind my gears? Why you always shedding them tears? Why you still listen to your peers? Playboy card like Sears. Who said that I wouldn't be on top when you always on my dick? Why'd you say that you come stop me? Cause I'm always gonna be right here. Who said that I wouldn't be on top when you always on my dick? Why'd you say that you come stop me? Cause I'm always gonna be right here. Turning up to the max, always trying to get it back. Living life too fast, and I gotta slow it down. I've been stuck living in the past. That's time I can't get back. But turning up to the max, I'm saying fuck it all. Real, who told you you could ever think that you would ever gonna stop me? I don't do too much on the phone, I don't talk too much cause the feds be watching. Hoes talk too much like it's 10 minutes, like goddamn you still talking. On the low I know you plotting. In the studio bitch I'm locked in. Who said that I wouldn't be on top when you always on my dick? Why'd you say that you come stop me? Cause I'm always gonna be right here. Who said that I wouldn't be on top when you always on my dick? Why'd you say that you come stop me? Cause I'm always gonna be right here.
Okay, that was Nephew, aka Nephew For Real, with Who Said. I like this a lot. Beat was a little bit prickly in the ears, but I think your sultry vocals on top of it balance that out. Nice hook, nice cadence, nice flow. I think it's overall a good song. I think the only real nitpicky thing that probably would never go said if it just came on the radio or streaming is when you came into the second verse, it did seem a little off, but I mean, overall, it's a good song. I liked it. I was nodding my head. I would listen again. I give it a 8. Bird, are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
It says your connection is super weak.
Well, my connection said your dick's super weak. Weak dick, motherfucker.
Connection may like men.
I'm
Give Bird a second.
Back again. Here we
Hey,
go.
buddy. All right. Did you hear any of my rating? Oh god damn it.
I heard most of it except for the number.
Oh, I gave it
number?
an 8. I gave it an 8.
Okay. Here's where I'm at. The beat came in, I was like, fuck. I hate this. Talk about cartoon bullshit. And then you came in, oh, never mind. I changed my mind completely. I swear to God, if somebody just sent that beat, I was like, can only be used in video games. What the fuck is this? And somehow he made it work. I was like, this guy must just wanted a challenge. You know what I mean? It's just like, let me take the worst beat and make it dope. I liked this a lot. I think this was super cool. I think your vocals and the way you approached this was really catchy and fun. And the one thing I'd say is like the lyrics just kind of felt like freestyled, felt like kind of basic, but you made it sound good. So I'll give you a 9 for an overall good song.
Word. Shout out to Nephew.
And did I say it right? You heard it. Shout out
Say it.
Nephew.
Yeah.
Turned my mind right around.
That one got X'd because we already listened to a song from this person. So we do one song per person unless they tip or gift us up. So we already heard a beat from JoJo Chin, I think 3 songs ago, actually. So next up.
Or is it something deeper?
It's deeper than that. I have beef with JoJo Chin.
Beef. Tell us more about your beef with JoJo Chin. What do you do?
I don't know them well enough. That's my beef.
It's like, be friends with me.
Add me back.
Word.
All right, next up, Lotus Reaction. This is called More Prosperous World.
A strong economy, a cleaner environment, and a freer, safer, more prosperous world. I have steered my course by our enduring values. Opportunity for all, responsibility from all, a community of all.
What's up, Swagleen? Everything's good, brother.
What up, Swag King?
I like this deep layer.
All right, that was Lotus Reaction with More Prosperous World. Here's my thoughts. There was lacking a lot of cohesiveness in this. It felt like you had a bunch of instruments at the same BPM, but they didn't necessarily all blend together well. I felt like the snare was way too loud, and the strings that you use, while they set like a kind of eerie, creepy vibe, I don't know, it didn't match with the rest of the instrumentation. So I felt like like everything was on the same BPM, but it lacked a bit of cohesiveness that really gave me a vision of what was going on or what's supposed to be taking place here. Maybe it's because it had like um, drill type drums, a very high snare, and then creepy background music. I don't know. It just felt off. Um, I'd give it a 4.
For me, I liked. I mean, I agree with Dice as far as like how the instruments all fit together, and I just had a different idea of how to make it work. I liked the lower layer, the what's it, low synth, the buzz saw synth or whatever that came in. I think that was probably a very cool tone setting thing. And I think you can make the violins work over that. The thing that didn't make sense was the drums. I think that the drums needed to be deeper, thicker. Pause. But like, I think if you had like more booming thuds, maybe less hi hats, and more of a traditional rap snare on this, that all of it would have made a little bit more sense together. As it is, it wasn't quite what I wanted just from the percussion sounds that you used. So I'm gonna give it a 5 for those reasons.
All right, next up, Amino Dope. Can't Be All.
Yes, dope.
No, Amino.
No. Are you? Yes.
Yeah.
Forced to stop and now I'm lost. The path seems so clear. The goal fell near. My whole damn life depended on it. Oh, took so many side roads to get me here. Oh, and now I have to detour. My system ain't ready, no. I don't wanna update. Is there still hope? Is there still room for me to grow? This can't be all, no, this can't be all. You say patience is a virtue, but mine's run dry. If there's reason, I'm still searching to find that the answer feels buried deep in time, and there's nowhere to shovel inside. A void left behind by my dreams that died. They say you know you tried, it's undeniable. Time to process, reach the time available, and with the purpose gone, the time might as well come. Even though the feeling's numb, yeah man I feel so dumb. Lie to myself just to hide from myself or some DJ Khaled. Guess I played myself forced to stop and now I'm lost. The path seems so clear. The goal fell near. My whole damn life depended on it. Oh, took so many side roads to get me here. Oh, and now I have to detour. My system ain't ready, no. I don't wanna update. Is there still hope? Is there still room for me to grow? This can't be all, no, this can't be all.
All right, that was Amino Dope with Can't Be All. Sounds like you're newer on your musical journey. The main thing that I hear with this is that it just lacks confident delivery. It sounds like a quiet recording, and the guitar is definitely like overpowering your vocals in a lot of spots. But I think the main aspect of it is you just need more confidence in the delivery. Not sure your age or your living situation, but you know, one of the things that we experienced growing up when we started making music is, you know, having to quietly record because your parents are in the other room or you got roommates or neighbors. So I feel like it may be something of that nature in that scenario. So, you know, if you can find a time where you can feel more confident to really belt those lyrics out and put more emphasis in it, I think it'll go a long way. Hard to really critique the song itself and the song structure because I couldn't hear a lot of it. I think it just had a hook verse hook. You know, I'll give it a 4.5. It just mostly needs vocal work and presence.
Yeah. I liked the guitar. I liked the playing. The instrumental that you had here, I think, was really good. At the same time, I think that the sounds were a little muddied. It just kind of felt like it was kind of a little loud and a little like you just put a microphone right up to an acoustic and just and then didn't do any filtering from that. Like you could just hear kind of the ambient noise of the instrument. Like to Dice's point, I from what I could tell, the lyrics were kind of interesting, and like the tones that you were trying to hit were what the song needed, but you couldn't quite execute them because you didn't have the confidence to fully lean into the singing. So it ended up a little flat from, you know, kind of the whisper song. So I'd just say, yeah, lean into the singing, go all fucking out, and really try to hit those notes where it's at today. 4.
Margiela, is the whole stream lagging, or are you just, is it D Bird lagging? Because I see signal issues on D Bird's end.
Nuh-uh. Do not. Nuh-uh. Fuck y'all. Ain't me. It's not a me problem. It's a you guys problem.
Are you on Wi-Fi again?
I've always been on Wi-Fi.
God damn it, Bird.
I've never not been on Wi-Fi. We've done thousands of these streams by this time. It's always Wi-Fi.
Well, this
I
one
said, sing with your chest, son. 4.
Well, this Wi-Fi day sucks, but seems like you're back for now. I'll just let you know if it starts lagging again. All right.
I think it's anytime I try to do anything else while this is going, I like to quickly check CNN to see what the fake news media is reporting. It's like, oh no, the signal dropped.
Not do that.
I can't help it. And I'm like, but what's going on in the world right now? What am I missing?
Your world right now is the free feedback Sunday queue.
I know.
All right.
My
next
full
up,
attention.
Tagami, young nudie type beat. I gotta keep up. I gotta ask Tagami, who the fuck are these people that you're making beats for? Because no clue. And I'm not saying anything negative about these people. I just don't know who the fuck they are. I just need to learn.
I am young nudie. You suck. Never heard of them, but you suck. Because Nudie Magazine Day is Billy Madison. Billy Madison's canceled. So classes now in
Billy
session.
Madison is canceled?
Oh yeah.
What happened
for
there?
having
is it Rob Schneider?
The power dynamic of a teacher fucking a kindergartner, even though he's of age, he's still trying to pass her class. Can't do it.
I would have agreed if it was purely based on Rob Schneider and his outspoken antics. But so what? You got an 18-year-old kindergartner.
Well, Billy Madison is, well, Adam Sandler is the only reason Rob Schneider still gets work. So there's that. Puts him on.
All right. Yeah, Billy Madison's canceled. All right. I got it. Here is Tagami. No CNN, Bird.
Locked in. I'm locked in.
Tagami.
Changed my mind. Young Nudie's dope. Thing about me is I barely these strong convictions. I can change my mind in an instant.
I've noticed. we got it. I like this, except for that one low synth that just came in like every other line in certain parts, like the I didn't like that part. Other than that, I liked everything else. I think all the elements kind of matched up well. I like the mix on it. I like the feel of it. I give it an 8.
Yeah, I think this is one of those where I have to take my own personal opinions out of it, right? I think that objectively, this is a style. The things are put together well. Somebody's going to like it. It's not my style, but I can see somebody doing something fun over this. So I'll give it an objective 8 as well. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I think from what we've heard from Tagami, they're pretty consistent for their market. I will say that this, he knows his lane and he's good at it. It would be nice to hear him kind of like venture into some other genres and styles, but dude's consistent. I'll give him that.
Yeah. The one piece to me was kind of like the Dracula synths that came in, like the higher Dracula synths. Like it seemed like with the high and the lows going all at the same time, it felt like a lot. So maybe that's where your comment about the low synth. For me, it was the high synths, the creepy crawly, Dracula synths, as I'll call them. When all of it was going at the same time, it felt like a lot. But also, all the elements were there. Somebody's going to make a banger.
Captain Ambitious Factory Versus. Didn't we listen to this?
We did. I mean, did you just check it?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he made a new version. We definitely listened to Factory Versus before.
Yeah, I just can't remember. Did somebody did he post it twice?
There. Oh, you passed it.
No, that was this one. Hold
Okay.
on. Let me see. Was it last week's show? Yeah, it was last week. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That would be a hilarious troll. It's like every week the same one. What about now? Do you like it better now? Let's see if they say the same thing week after week.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't say anything about updating it, so I'm going to assume it's just a...
Did he say, I am the anonymous shaman?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Good, cool story, bro. All right, next up, Colt. Not to be confused with Trev. Here's Kickback Freestyle. Shout out, Colt.
Fuck you, D-Bird. Suck a dick, dice.
What did I do? What did I do?
This track, what? Kick facts, with the slick rap, what? Shit slaps, fucking dispatch, cause it's bad. Yeah, I'ma kick back, sit back, maybe write a fucking diss track, and kick facts. So I hit him with the slick rap, shit slaps, better call that fucking dispatch, cause it's bad. I'ma put my fucking feet up on your shit like it is my place. What if I do? Cold sheets, I'm under weather like an ice age. Your bitch just talking angles, I'ma hit that pussy sideways. Cold-blooded killer, I am, I do it my way. Shut the fuck up, you faggots, I'm rapping like I'm down with 50. Had a $250,000 in the bank and eating like I'm Biggie. 100 racks up in the safe, you feel me, dog, you fucking with me. I feel you ain't, cause you's a bitch and you's a hater too. Or we can squabble up and catch the fate, I'm breaking you. Yeah, spitting double-bladed bars, they call me Sabretooth. Yeah, I take a bite out you pussies, I never savor food. Yeah, who's got the lighter, get the flick and rolling papers too. And now I'm puffing on that shit, breathing like Vader do. I'll savor you, run that fucking mouth and you'll get laid into. You're just immortal in this combat, I'm not raiding, dude. I hate to lose, electrify and phase into. Now watch me blaze the booth, out the cage and break it loose. Broken chains that dangle loose, they light a flame like Kratos do. I'm swinging shit, it's fatal too. So run that fucking mouth some more, I'll surely get to aim at you. So run that fucking mouth some more, I'll surely get to aim at you. I said those comments months ago. Yo, T, this pussy shaking, dude. He's lying on that fucking live. I hate a fucking shady dude. Shut your fucking mouth before I pull up and just strangle you. Suffocate and mangle you. You wanna catch the fade, you lose. I'ma go compared to you. How about we just share the truth? You've been hating on our shit the day you fucking joined the crew. And I'm a quiet dude. Kept my mouth shut while the hate pursued. I wanna share my music with this little fucking pudgy dude. I watched you on your live thinking, what the fuck is up with you? Your boyfriend, is he dumping you? Cheating on you? Fucking yeah. Cause something's fucking off, dog. You're screaming at my shit. When I'm the dopest rapper that gets played up on this bitch. Cause me and Trev can body bag you little fucker in a blip. Write a diss to save my life, you little fucking pudgy bitch. The homie Trev be dissing you faggot and you ain't saying shit. So who can't ride a diss to save your life, you little bitch? So we can get it, little fucker. Battle face to face or on the beat, you dog face motherfucker. Little bitch, I'm off the leash. So I sat back and I listened, somewhat honest, that's a reach. I'ma start my own channel for these rappers, fuck a fee. Yeah, I'll give them honest feedback on a live I'll do for free. And I ain't hating on some rappers that can do this shit to me. Yeah, what you thought I was a punk, cause I don't talk up in the stream? I just grab this fucking mic and turn this into murder scene. I'm stacking beef up in this bitch, they call me fucking Burger King. Like a murder spree, let's get it cracking like a burglary. Refer to me as the cracking like you heard of me. Certainly, flows nasty when I'm surfacing. A kickback, sit back, maybe write a fucking diss track and kick facts. Yo, I hit him with a slick rap. Shit slaps, better call the fucking dispatch, cause it's bad. Yeah.
All right, that was Colt with Kickback. I'm curious who this was directed at because the original message was deleted. So
I think it's directed towards me. Yeah, like for whatever reason, these guys have a boner for me.
Did you post something in the feedback here though?
No,
it seems like it's a reply to something, but the reply
they said something about the somewhat honest feedback, and it's because when we get their songs and we give them honest feedback, their egos can't handle it.
Colt hasn't even been on the show in like 2 or 3 months.
Well, he mentioned Trev. I think he's, sticking up for his boys. Like, I'm going to diss him too. Like they just can't help themselves.
All right.
So, yeah, my feedback is, as always, good energy, good flow, meh lyrics, especially like, look, man, it's 2025. You're using gay slurs in a diss track. I get it. I was in the forums. I was, saying all sorts of crazy shit when I was 16, but like also you're not 16 and it's not 2003 anymore. So, I mean, it's not just me kind of cringing as you say that shit. It's like, even in the chat, people are like, ugh, I don't know about that. Something to think about as you're making your music, but cool diss track. 7.
Yeah. I started to wonder out loud because I know Colt uses that word, Trev uses that word, modern day McConaughey uses that word. I've heard at least a handful of people who've used the slur over the last couple of years, and not just in like one-off tracks, just like repeatedly. Like usually it's in a diss format, but still at the same time, it's like, is there some sort of resurgence of people feeling like they're empowering themselves to say it again that I'm just unaware of? I don't know. I just wonder that internal thought. But like Bird said, like even people in the chat are kind of like, yep, don't want to hear it. And they've kind of like tuned you out. So, whether you're a homophobe or not, the vibe is out there that people don't want to hear that stuff anymore. So keep that in mind. And maybe you don't care. And maybe you're just like, I'm going to march this path forward, and that's fine as well. But just people don't want to hear that music. As usual, Colt is a dope artist. It's a cool track, good hook, strong delivery, strong words. I will actually going to listen back again and try to figure out who are you actually dissing, because it's news to me. The one thing that I will say is the mix is low. Like the vocals are kind of getting outpowered by the beat itself overall. So that was one aspect that was a struggle for me. But again, I mean, he's Colt and Trevor, good artists. I don't know why they have such a chip on their shoulder outside of like just responding, and I would say in jest, to the comments that people have about their music. But I feel like it's the same thing I said about Trev in the Square Up League. At some point, you guys got to let it go and just do your thing.
I mean, I think I heard a couple lines in there about like comments that are made, probably from me, of how it seems pretty one note. Like all they do is diss tracks, right? And like if you're looking to get into like an online diss battle, like, nah, man. Like I have other shit to focus on. Like I'm not really interested in going back and forth. I'd say like for your next opponent, for whatever rap battle you do next, maybe try to be more creative with it. As far as the lyrics of the diss track, you guys have great flow and delivery, and just love saying like, fuck this bitch, but dog, but okay. Like I'm not hurt. I'm not impressed. do better.
This is new too. He posted this at 2 a.m. this morning. So I am curious who you guys are upset with. Let us know.
I'm just gonna make them even more mad with these comments. Like, kind of a shrug, and they're probably just gonna do 10 more diss tracks until I actually care. But it's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna care about this.
I'll give it a 7.5. I think if I could hear the vocals a little bit more clear, I'd give it an 8.5 or 8. If it didn't have the slurs in it, I'd give it an 8.5.
Fair.
All right, next up, Yamikagi.
Yamikagi. Were you looking at me? I kind of laughed to myself.
Yeah.
I just Yamikagi.
This is 1. I don't know if when you have preceding zeros, are you supposed to read the preceding zeros, like the leading zeros?
I think you have to. I think this is the artist's choice. They could have just done 1, but they didn't.
Okay, so this is 00001.
That's better. Kinda, not really. Just took out the drums.
It's a change. See how it comes back in. Same.
All right. Great beat for about 45 seconds. It's cool. I like the drums. I like the sounds. I need something different. Right? You can't just take out the drums with the same dun 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 and then just have that play the whole time. Like, go up an octave, go down an octave, reverse it, whatever. Do something with the main to make it separate. Maybe add another layer for a chorus to be like, yo, here's this and this for, 4 to 8 bars. And then you can go back into that sound. It's a good sound, but you got to have something else. Because of the repetition, I'm at like a 6, but solid.
Yeah, man. Put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it, like Missy Elliott once said many moons ago.
What thing do you think she was referring to?
Penis.
A reverse penis?
Yeah.
Is that what a vagina is?
Yep.
Inquiring minds want to know.
It's just any penis.
Checks out.
Are you an innie or are you an outie?
A reversey.
I like it. I mean, it's a beat. It's consistent. I think the mix is solid on it. The arrangement makes sense. I agree with Bird. It could use something to kind of like give it more impact in the second half of it. But I think probably most of the people who would pick this up wouldn't even really care or notice. I think you did your thing. I give this a 7.5. There was, what was it that I heard that I didn't like? Hold on, let me play one section. Yeah, I think just a little bit of variety would have got an 8 out of me, but I think it's a 7.5. I think it's a solid beat for whatever audience that you're targeting. I'm not mad at it. All right.
Targeting the robots.
Hell yeah.
0001.
Hell yeah. All right, Side Hood, we already listened to. Next up, producer of the year 2024, Kenny made a banger.
Yeah. Kenny. Get him.
Picture Perfect.
Kenny. Like this already.
Got your unit. All right, that was Kenny made a banger with Picture Perfect. Can I just say, I don't know, the guy, we have some talented people on our community. Like, there was no section in that was the same, but you have the same vibe and the same feel all the way through. Like, I think, and I'm not saying that every producer has to be like that, but that's kind of what we say when we say, hey, change it up a little bit so that it's different. Like, he had the same elements all throughout, but there's like slight differences in each section or different uses of the elements that made it like, I want to keep listening to see what he does next. Like, even though we kind of like threshold between 1.5, 2 minutes, we cut it off. I'm like, let me listen all the way through and see if he changes something else out. I think Kenny's dope. I give this a 10.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think this is what we're talking about with the previous song, right? Have the same main elements, but there's little beat switches, small little things he did, whether it's taking the beat out and then back in, whether it's like having a little run of the drums, like whatever it is throughout the whole thing, they kept it interesting while still maintaining the structural integrity of like, here's the main part. And then he added that little like high melody in the background as well. I love this. This is super dope. Shout out to the producers. We got a, producer of the year last year. We got to, do a producer tournament to see who will be the ultimate producer for this year. And I'm really looking forward to it because there's some insane talent here. I'm going to give that a 10 as well. I love that beat.
All right. We got a few more left. Margiela, Lil Swiss, and then Fallen Dove's regular submission. But real quick first, because Unit subscribed and gifted a sub, let's get him queued up. This is Been Through Hell. Trying to find his sound. Want brutal honesty.
We're only somewhat honest, not brutal honest.
Just a smidgen of honesty. We got you next, Margiela.
about Kingdom Hearts?
I've been through hell, so I've been on the road, but I don't do this for myself. No, 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 no. I've been through hell, so I've been on the road, but I don't do this for myself. Don't do this for myself. Yeah, I don't do this for myself, man. I do this for the people who be close to me. A solid low, but I'm still trying to change, chasing dopamine. A potent dose of Lucy in the sky, valuable as diamond. Cause all this pressure and this heat takes its toll on me. I really do resent the hate and length, because I feel like I can never be content. I feel like everything you do is just never enough, cause I'm stuck in my head's in this place, and I feel like I'm not enough. Yeah, but I don't need to be. This beat is fragile as fuck when I'm feeling stuck, that I need to be better than everyone else around me. Feeling myself on the beats around me. Beats are shaking the ground, I'm cutting the sound with bars, music loudly. I can make a bar about a bar being heavy in the gym, but I'm better than that. I'll use a synonym, like my lines carry weight. But wait, they do, cause I own 7 kilos of the great escape. Cannabis. At least I'm not shooting up, that kills people. Columbine, this nation will recognize me as a poet when the stars align. This project as a test, to test a new technique, is practice for myself, and now I'm done. Hello, what color rhymes?
You just recorded
What?
this?
Hold on, did you just record this shit? Wow. Blown away.
All right, that was Unit with Been Through Hell. Bird's Wi-Fi is going through hell right now.
Nuh-uh. Fuck you. Yours is. Yours is. Look, man, that was a great introduction to the community, I think. Yeah. I am assuming you just recorded this, and that's why you asked how long are you guys going to be streaming, because you just like popped out, recorded that shit, came back. Shout out, man. Welcome to the community. I think that this is dope. This was a fun introduction. It was well written. The lyrics were interesting. I think the beat switched each time that it switched up. You never knew where it was going to go. I think that as an introduction, this is great. As like if this was a song you made like, I don't know, last year or something, it wasn't for that purpose. With 1 minute and 46 seconds, I feel like there's too much switching up. What are we doing here? But really, it's look at all the things I can do. I can sing, I can rap. I'm about that life, right? So I'm just gonna say.
You're gonna say what? It cut off after.
I'm not even gonna go into any of the tech. Oh shit. Impressed. I'm not gonna nitpick the technical stuff. I'm just gonna say 8. Shout out.
Word. Yeah, as an introduction, I think this was solid. Definitely have a great presence, great delivery, great cadence. Sounds like you can sing and flip between the rapping too. I personally like the first half of it better. I liked it before the beat switch. Although, like Bird said, it's cool that you switched it up, recorded something fresh, and gave us a shout out. That's super dope. But I think, if that first half is the actual song that you're, working on, you just haven't finished, I would want to hear the finished version of that. It was solid to me. But yeah, I knowing that this was probably something recorded on the spot, I'm same as Bird. I'm not gonna dive into the technical stuff too much that I was originally thinking. Now that I have a frame of context, I'll just give it a 7.5 based off the introduction. I think it was dope. I think you got a lot of talent. Looking forward to hearing more from you. Shout out to Unit.
Gang, gang. I want to say X Unit, but I know that's just not how people say stuff. Like X Mista. As I was talking to my girl, I was like, yeah, I'm up against X Mista. And
she's like, what?
I'm sure he goes by Mista. I don't know.
Well, this person doesn't go by Mivjuja, like you said earlier. This is Margiela. Kingdom Hearts sample type.
Mover GLQ.
Oh.
Yeah, I fucking butchered that. Kingdom Hearts. Let's go.
How long is it? 2 minutes? That's not long. Picture myself riding my horse on the grassy field right now, overlooking the sunset. Okay. Margiela. 9 Vicious Kingdom Hearts sample.
Or
Don't do it.
Mover DLQ to some.
Don't do it. Goddamn.
To some. Maybe.
This was an interesting listen. I think the drums and the percussion sound good, clean. Good use of the sample. Like I didn't hear any like misalignment in how it's chopped up and utilized. It's interesting because like if I sit here by myself and I say, would I take this sample and would I put drums over it? My initial answer would be no. It strangely works somehow. Although I just kind of struggle to hear like what the use case would be. Like, would an artist really use this? What kind of track would it turn out to be? Or would this be used for something else? If so, I feel like the drums are a little bit too overpowering. I don't know. It's kind of like, it's in its own realm of like, I guess this would be more of a producer showcase and not necessarily a, hey, rap on this or hey, use this for this type setting. That's just my initial thoughts upon hearing it. But it works. Like you made the sample work and it fit with the drums, however it wanted to line up, and it all kind of lines up. That's just my thought is on first listen is like drums sound clean, arrangement is good, sample sounds well utilized. Do they go together? I don't know, but they sound okay together. So I can't knock you for that. I give it a confused 7.
Yeah, I mean, hear another echo. Yeah. What's up with that echo, dude?
I don't know. No echo on me.
Regardless, I'll just push through it. Kingdom Hearts. I never played the game. I had friends who played it, and I liked the idea of like, oh, a bunch of Disney characters, and you're running around like slicing them with swords or whatever. I never played it, so I didn't have the same sort of attachment to maybe what people could get from this, right? I'm sure if you played Kingdom Hearts, you're like, fuck yeah. As somebody who doesn't have that context, it felt more like, okay, these are like Disney violins. It kind of felt like a cutscene from Beauty and the Beast or some shit that somebody put like drums to, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but it was hard to imagine like what I would do as an artist on that, not having any context for it, just as a beat itself. It's like, I don't know what to do. Also, if you have that context, maybe you can rap about Kingdom Hearts and it'd be the best song that's ever been made about Kingdom Hearts. So I guess I'd be at a confused 7 as well. I don't know what to do with it, but it was cool enough. And I bet somebody who knows more than me could do something.
Yeah. And now that you mention it, I too have never played Kingdom Hearts. So yeah, maybe I'll circle back, spin the block one day.
Spin the block
Spin the block
on them
on
Disney characters. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, Snow White.
Speaking of spinning the block, Lil Swiss has awakened. Lil
There he
Swiss,
is.
if you're out there watching, I believe I haven't looked yet, but I believe your opponent Tysky was waiting for you to pick a beat for the. Oh, yep, looks like you have gone in there. Okay, all right, never mind.
There
We're
it
all,
is.
even. We're all good. Round 2 is
All
underway.
good.
All right, Lil
It's
Swiss,
underway.
Snow on the Bluff. Have you seen that movie, Bird?
Fuck yeah, I have. I loved it.
Great movie.
I did hear it was like a fiction, and it bummed me out. It was kind of like a found footage hood video versus a found footage horror video. But I was like all in. I was like, oh, this guy's hilarious. This is great. So it took a little bit out of the steam when I learned it wasn't real, but it was very well done.
Yeah, same. And that's right, Gray Baby. Jacob made a Snow on the Bluff song for his very first round entry in the very first White Collar Rhymes tournament that we did almost 5 years ago now. And where I remember very astutely saying, I love that movie. This kid's going places.
You know what's funny is we argued on stream once where you were like, this guy's it. This guy's winning it all. And I was a part of the competition too. So I was like, no fucking way. You know, we'll know. We'll never know what would have happened if me and Jacob went head to head. But I didn't see it. Dice did. And then probably around like 3 or 4 rounds in, I was like, okay, I hear what he's saying. There was one that he just fucking knocked it out of the park. I was like, I'm going to eat my fucking words. This guy's dope.
Yeah, shout out Jacob.
We went on to be great friends and do a lot of music together.
Yeah, shout out Jacob the GOAT. But we got a new GOAT in town. Looks like he's challenging the throne. This is Lil Swiss. Let's take a listen to Snow on the Bluff.
Oh, it's not a no loneliness for me.
I might watch that after this.
Maybe I don't know now.
I'm mad at that.
Walk around with a big hole
It's a good Sunday.
in my
It ain't enough, wanted to say, but no one is such. Done with them problems, picture we painted, don't look like us. We don't want solace, don't want no favors, only want trust. Ain't living right, it's like cinema, it feel like snow on the bluff. Why you act like you ain't noticed? Fine as they move, they motive. With my brothers feel like Jonas. I need some more red focus. Stop right now, all that noise is not my sound. Shot right down, made it up with all I found. Down I'm out, call that bullshit all white out. All night round, money got 'em. I want that Gucci, that Louis, that fame. Popping up with me, we do it again. Ain't got no time for no shit, cause I been on my own and you play, but I'm through with the games. Know I be icy, went through with the rain. Hand me that juice and then two to the face. Addicted to the life of the lifestyle, little living a little, I'm through with the pain. She a tiny dancer, come and get your bands up. Want to live a high life, gotta raise your standards. Know that they can't stand us, and they try to brand us. We just wanna party like a college campus. But it ain't enough, wanted to say, but no one is such. Done with them problems, picture we painted, don't look like us. We don't want solace, don't want no favors, only want trust. Ain't living right, it's like cinema, it feel like snow on the bluff. Why you act like you ain't noticed? Fine as they move, they motive. With my brothers feel like Jonas. I need some more red focus.
All right. That was Snow on the Bluff by Lil Swiss. Shout out to Lil Swiss. This was new. This is different from him. Taking a different approach, doing a little bit more melodic stuff, more harmonizing on this one. I do wish the vocals were a little bit louder so I could hear it a little bit more clear. That would probably be the main thing that I would call out on this. I do like how you kind of gave us different approaches and different styles rather than just rap, which I think that's a good choice, right? Because I think from everything that people have heard from you so far, they've heard you like just go in on the rapping and straight up lyrics. So it's good to show that you have versatility and versatile range in your beat selection as well. Not really like my avenue of beats, but to hear you on it lets me know like you like to experiment. The only other thing that I would say is like on the hook part, I would double it up or something just to like embellish it a little bit more. So embellishing the hook part and then like a better mix on the vocals so that they're clear. And I think this is like a solid track that like people who listen to your music would enjoy. I'll give it an objective 7. Like I think with a better mix, I give it an 8, 8.5.
Yeah, I just like to say how happy I am that Lil Swiss stumbled into our server when he did to be able to participate in the song challenge that we're doing. So shout out Swiss. Thanks for joining us and just hopping right in. As far as this song goes, those were my two pieces of feedback as well. Felt like your vocals needed to be upped, especially because the sample in the background, that chick is just, all over the place. It's almost at the same level, right? It's like competing with your own vocals. So definitely want a little bit more presence for your vocals to make sure, now I can make out the individual words. I do love the switching of the styles. I think it's really well written. I definitely agree on the doubling up of the hook. And I was also going to say for the singing parts, I'd want another layer to strengthen those singing parts because I think you hit the notes. It sounds great. It's very stylistically dope, but I want the highlight of that as well. And I think that's just one more layer and boom, you have a home run. So I'm going to give this an objective 8 for the technical things. And I think it could have been a 10 with some of those things fixed.
Word. Yeah, definitely shout out Lil Swiss. When we first heard him, even though I wasn't a huge fan of the first track that we heard, I had a fear that he would be one of those people who kind of just dropped off tracks and then we never heard from him again. So I echo what you say. Like I'm super stoked that he's kind of taking part in the community, even though he's not. You don't have to be a big talker. It's fine. You don't have to. I know the lounge and all the chaos going on can be a little bit out there, but I think it's dope that he's participating in the music aspect. So I'm super excited to hear more stuff from him in the Square Up and in songs like this, his own catalog. So shout out to you, Lil Swiss.
Shout out.
All right. Last song in the queue, unless we get a tip before we go. Here is the Fallen Doves free entry. This is called Depressed Reflections. Man, I'm going to close this show out on depression. Fire. Ask him yourself, Gray Baby. Y'all in the same chat. Asking me for it.
As Lil Swiss representative, no. No pressure.
No pressure, man. All good. As long as you drop some music.
I'm addicted to poles with the green shirt. Already know. On a shoe, I'm still a go. Like you'll be standing at a flow, and I'm sipping until I choke. Like this cup, beer rope. Pat my true self like a cloak, and I'm losing all my hope. Hey girl, what you want from me? You want sounds about my tragedy. Guy in my scope like attachment, but Cupid's zero be past tense. Keep my red eyes under glasses, my Sprite being mud like molasses. Foot on the gas, move fast to reach God. Staying that past the current feels odd. I'm addicted to poles with the green shirt, already know. On a shoe, I'm still a go. Like you'll be standing at a flow, and I'm sipping until I choke. Like this cup, beer rope. Pat my true self like a cloak, and I'm losing all my hope. I'm addicted to poles with the green shirt, already know. On a shoe, I'm still a go. Like you'll be standing at a flow, and I'm sipping until I choke. Like this cup, beer rope. Pat my true self like a cloak, and I'm losing all my hope. Looking at my reflection with my eyes full of depression, and I still look masculine. My thoughts use it as a weapon. There's a place where I stay and a home of mine where I lay. I just wanna change, but I keep going for the same things. You burn like wicked games, like a candle with no wax remains. You ring the bell about my shame and say I'm the one to blame. Stand out while high and jumping, I be falling while slumping, and I'm off on like a bump. I got trauma, I gotta dump. I'm addicted to poles with the green shirt, already know. On a shoe.
I feel like we've heard like 3 or 4 versions of this song before, because I'm very familiar with that hook where you talk about poles. But But I will say this: this is a good example of like the sharp contrast between the song that you tipped for us to listen to and this one, where the song we heard earlier, you sound like a natural tone, natural cadence, and you sound more confident than this kind of like whispery, half singing, half whatever you want to call it voice. And it just doesn't sound good to me. And I don't know why most of this project was done in that voice, but I would super, super, super urge you to do more songs like you did with the song that you tipped us to listen to, where you're just like straight up giving your raw energy, you're more present, more vocally like on the beat, and also you simplified the lyrics. Like this is what that last piece of feedback that I gave, where you're just like saying these like weird, obscure like metaphors and similes that just sound like so out of pocket. Ditch all that shit, be your natural self, and just make good music. I give this a 4.
Yeah, the half singing, half rapping whispers, just not a fun listen. It's like, are both queues closed? Welcome to the last song of the show, JCC. If you would like to submit a song, happy to, if you want a tip or sub, give someone a sub, then we will play you too. This is literally the last piece of feedback before we were about to go.
Yeah, let me close this shit. My bad. There. Update. Closed.
Fallen Dove. Fallen Dove, your one tone, it's even more present here because you're trying to like half sing. The half singing one tone the whole time. Terrible. 3.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us this fine Sunday morning. Shout out to everybody who's participating in the Square Up League. Looking forward to what tracks you guys come up with this round. Should be interesting. Hopefully all the little bickering and stuff sorts itself out. But hey, I'm staying out of it. I'm cool. We'll be back Wednesday for the subscriber feedback. So anybody who subscribed to us on Twitch or the Discord or a member on YouTube will be listening Wednesday night, same time as always, 6:30 Central, 4:30 Pacific. If you have songs you want us to listen to, go ahead and drop it in the queue. If you want to remain in the free queue, that queue is now open for next Sunday show. So go ahead and post those tracks, get in line early. And we'll see you guys on the Discord as usual. Farewell. Adios.
Fare thee well.